Hey guys.
Hey.
So, if you haven't checked it out already, check out the video me and Gerbu did, because I think it's pretty funny. But I know we're going to get into a lot
We're going to get hit for it.
Oh, we're definitely... Honestly, if the channel's deleted, I wouldn't be shocked, because everyone that I know that's spoken about it has got into issue with it already. And honestly, it just confirms everything that we already knew about these people.
Yeah.
And frankly, you know what? Like, okay, I may not have been a victim of these people in particular, but clips like that, I'd most definitely have been.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I've got no issue in talking about these sort of people, because, frankly, they are words that I cannot use on YouTube. This is Gumroot, so that's why you should check out Gumroot. This week we actually did a very interesting one. We did Wiku, so we did. I don't think we can really talk about that either. So let's just jump into this. What do we got here?
Poo mode activated.
What?
It says poo mode activated underneath it in the banner.
Oh, it does? Yeah. Oh my god.
Anyway, am I the asshole for forcing my son to sell the car he is inheriting?
Okay.
This didn't happen yet, but my whole family is fighting over this. I'll try to make this as short as possible. My father passed away in December. He owned a classic car. I believe it's a 50s Chevy Bel Air. My son, 17, is the only grandson he had. I have one sister who has 2 granddaughters. I have 2 daughters along with my son, so there are 5 grandkids in total. My dad was never much of a girlies guy. He always got along with the boys more than the girls. Him and my son were very close. He's left the car to my son in his will. The rest of the grandkids got $4,000 each. This vehicle is valued at over $70,000.
Alright, let's finish it off before we...
My sister is livid. I am very unhappy as well. It's just blatantly unfair to his 4 other grandkids. I don't understand the legality of this situation because it was left to him, but he is currently underage. The car is currently held at my mum's house. I don't know how to force him to sell it, but I think that's what should happen, and the money can be decided equally amongst the grandkids, the way it should be. My son is very upset about this. He says Grandpa left him the car, so it's his car. I have money saved for his college. I'm almost considering telling him that his college money will be divided up amongst his sisters and cousins if he refuses to sell the car. That's a hard...
That's not his fault.
That's not his fault.
That's not his fault.
Well, if him and his granddad were very close, he's obviously the one his granddad spent the most time with.
Yeah. Look, honestly, I think it's up to people how they want to
divide their inheritance and state or whatever it's called.
You gotta be known that if you don't divide it up evenly, you are going to have situations like this. I personally wouldn't like to handle it. If this was me, I wouldn't like to give one person more than the other. But just because I know
I wouldn't want the infighting, I wouldn't want the fighting, and plus I wouldn't want to make a difference.
Do you really want, like, your family fighting?
I know.
You're dead.
I know.
Like, is there any reason to make it worse? Now, again, you can't just divide up a car. Like, you just can't. It doesn't work like that.
The money.
Again, it's a classic car. It's going to appreciate.
Yeah.
It's going to appreciate.
Yeah.
Honestly,
it's only going to get more and more valuable.
I would want to see. I would. For me, it depends on how. Did the girls not want anything to do with the granda?
Yeah, like how often were they with the granda?
I mean, like,
I don't know. That's a tricky situation.
I don't think you should be forced.
I don't think he should be forced. And then bringing in his college fund as well, that's just fucked.
That's sneaky.
That is sneaky.
And especially whenever it's out of his control.
Like, I know. Like, fuck that. Like, it's not like he wished for this to happen. It's grand to give him it.
So for me personally, when my granny died, they sold the house and they divided it up between
their kids.
Kids. And the only thing I actually took from my granny and granddad was the clock
and the dog.
Oh well, yeah, and the wee so
the wee dog.
We have
not an actual dog.
No,
it's like a wee ceramic dog. It
was a dog my granddad got from my granny for like a wedding.
Yeah.
Present or whatever.
It was like this gold clock and this little dog. That's the only thing I think you took.
They're worth nothing.
They're worth nothing. It's more the sentimental value of it.
Like my mum used the money to buy a house, so she did.
Yeah.
She had a couple of houses now.
Yeah,
so, I don't know. Like I've got no real views on when it comes to this sort of stuff, but like I don't want the family to be fighting.
I don't want them to be fighting, especially whenever you're dead and gone, for God's sake.
You're setting up for a bad time. You ready for the best? This definitely happened.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't talk to me about how old I am. I work with children. The other day I overheard a boy asking a girl how old she is. She replied, don't talk to me about how old I am. I don't want to think about how I have to grow up and not be able to have a house. Yeah, okay. She's 9. 9. Oh yeah, this definitely happened.
No, this happened.
I tried
or her mum must be absolutely
fucking miserable. Yeah. I tried to comfort her and that maybe it'll get better when she's older, and that adults are trying to make things better than it currently is. Please don't worry about it yet. She started talking about how she's already saving all of her money so she'll be able to afford one. Yeah, okay. Dead on. Okay, yeah. Our 10-year-old niece, all she's cared about is going to Sephora.
Yeah, it's all about skincare at the minute. Like, honestly. What is it with Zoomers?
Like kids with skincare, honestly.
Hey, it's mad. Like, you know, she, it was actually Christmas. She ended up putting a load of her stuff on me.
On you, yeah.
And, like, you know, you're asking, like, why do you keep it on? I was like, mate, this is the most expensive thing I've ever
had in my face. And I was like, mate, you've had me in your face.
Oh, right, okay, next post, you ready? Oh, this one's good. This one's really good. I don't know if we should put this one in, though. About, in England, English Redditors are finally waking up to the whole...
Immigrant?
Yeah, like,
okay.
You know, like...
At what point does the Great Replacement stop being a racist conspiracy theory and just become reality? These are utterly ridiculous numbers. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like, what else?
It's not a replacement. It's just millions of old Brits dying, all the young Brits not having children, and the shortfall being made up by immigrants year after year after year.
It's not a replacement, but we are
replacing them. Okay, right, okay.
Okay, yeah, sure thing. I thought this one was great just because...
And
I love that they're finally
waking up to what's happening.
And Megan, look at the karma count on that. Like,
I know
they're actually agreeing with it.
Yeah,
which to me speaks volumes.
Volumes that they're actually like listening to it now. Yeah.
Oh, here, this one's good. You like this one? Where's the propaganda?
Where's the propaganda though? It shows that the natives were cool and chilling with each other until the colonists killed them all. OP was supporting this in the comments, as she is. The natives were already fighting to the death with each other and were also raping members of other tribes and sacrificing innocents. The notion that the natives were 100% innocent is wrong. I'm not saying that what the colonists did was justified, just saying that the natives never did any goofy oopsie? Goofy oopsie is a propaganda that OP was supporting. Edit. The downvotes just prove my point. Everyone just downvotes because they have no argument. The OP was continuously saying that natives did nothing wrong ever. There's no civilization that hasn't done anything wrong. But I guess you guys are just too brainwashed and do not want to argue about anything except downvoting because it hurts your beliefs.
I mean, like, yeah.
That's fucking Reddit, man.
I mean, can you expect a decent argument on Reddit? Like,
don't come onto Reddit and give wrong think because that is just...
No.
Do you know what I mean?
The Native Americans were noble. They were incredibly noble. And
sorry.
They scalping...
They definitely weren't scalping each other, is just what you say. They definitely weren't doing that, mate.
Scalping, like...
It only happened whenever the colonists came.
Yeah, they only started doing it then. Honestly, like, you know, look into yourself. I don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of Native Americans. I really enjoy reading about them. I think they're really fascinating. I'm honestly jealous of Americans for having Native Americans because they are, like, genuinely really interesting.
Yeah, really interesting, yeah.
But to say that, like, you know, I suppose, like, you know, they've turned into the whole noble savage, but savage is still in the title there, so I don't know what to say, guys. Let's keep going. What do we have up next?
Are you tired of overreaching and overbearing censorship on important and non-important issues? Well, you're in luck. For just $7.50 a month, you can get access to over 60 hours of completely uncensored and unhinged schizo takes from Megan and James. From us.
I mean, look, it's 60 hours at the minute. Every week we do a minimum of like 3 hours.
Yep.
So, you know.
You get a lot of content.
There's a lot on there.
A lot of content. Ranging from... or even... yes, they are that spicy. Even the name of the topic must be censored. We can't even promote it on YouTube. You can stream or download all the videos from Gumroad and cancel your membership at any time. Though new videos every week on average come to 2 to 3 hours long, so we can really go in depth on any topic, and we are not strangled by the YouTube algorithm.
That's a big issue I always find.
Yeah. We can be open and uncensored and not have to worry about any of that.
If you want to talk about a subject, YouTube really promotes, oh, you're going to have to get that done in 20 minutes. But on this, we can really take our time and really delve into it.
And most weeks we do bonus off-topic videos. And yes, we even have a teaser video you can download for free from nickbeardia.co.uk. In it we talk about Northern Ireland for 4.5 hours.
I don't even think we scratched the surface.
No,
guys.
it's to try and help you understand who we are as people, our worldview, and how we can kind of be aliens to most people. If any of that sounds good to you, go ahead, links down below, and let's get back to the video.
Oh, this one's good, Megan. You like this one?
Well, I.
It's from Our Socialism.
Oh, great. How would I continue to modify my car under socialism?
I mean, I love the idea of socialism, but like, I also like to have nice things.
Nice things, so... I know this isn't the most important thing to worry about in this world. However, I am posting this more so out of curiosity.
I mean, like, so why are they saying this on socialism? Because what he's saying to me is like true communism then.
So I am an autistic adult, and one of my special interests is cars. You fuck cars, don't you? I am a big car enthusiast, and I work on / modify my cars as a hobby. Now, like most socialists, even though I like cars, I also support more expansions of public transport for those who can't drive, because I know many other autistic people who find driving really difficult. However, now that I am done rambling, let's get to the point. So, saying that I will still have ownership over my car after the revolution, how will I continue to modify it?
What, do I still get my car?
guys, do I still got my car? How will I continue to modify it? Most people with the same hobby and interest as me are right-wing conservatives. However, I am not. Would modification parts such as exterior and performance parts still be produced under socialism? Or would production of parts completely stop? I'm kind of confused. Like I said before, this isn't the most important thing to worry about. However, I am extremely curious. Thank you for taking your time to read this.
Do you remember what do you
How big can my Subaru spoiler be?
If you go to the next post, there's a guy that links back to him.
Even with transit, there's lots of the US that will be navigable only by cars for probably a long time.
But why
for that
would you
reason.
need to leave? You don't need to leave because like you're at your place of work.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't need to leave.
Like I don't
stay in your cage.
Frankly, if you live there, you don't need to because like you just don't.
You just need to care about working for the social environment.
Yeah,
that's it.
exactly. Like,
so why do you care about traveling?
You are little more than a cog in the machine.
Yeah.
So
stay in your cage.
Like get back in the cage. What are you thinking about? Do you not want to go work in the fucking the government-owned Amazon
globalist factory? A good policy would be 1. Nationalise auto industry. 2. Limit production of new cars. 3. Convert existing auto production to production of parts, driving the price of maintenance down astronomically. If we can't solve entirely for the collectivised transit, we can still use socialised labour to make maintaining existing vehicles cheaper. I would add that all cars moving forward should be required to adopt certain levels of standardisation so that interchangeability won't be an issue.
Why would you bother with standardisation whenever you only need the one company?
Exactly.
Like, you know,
Ford. That's it.
Not the federal Ford company.
The federal Ford company, yeah.
That's all you need, man. I refuse to believe that these people are real.
Like people who actually believe in socialism, no, it's ridiculous.
So Megan, we were in the video that we were just doing for Gumload. Megan came to a bit of an epiphany, and she thinks that America's not actually.
No, it's not that I don't think. It's not that I think America's not real. At this point, I believe, because there's no way that that America has survived this long.
It's still young.
It's very young. It's only baby. Young. It's only baby, but it's fucked up. Like, there's so much weird shit in America. Like, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Yeah, you know, I've just never came across someone like this in real life.
As I said, like, you are like our Truman Show. Like, we just sit back and watch you. You do shit to entertain. It's like the best reality show.
Yeah, well, you know what? I do. That's one thing I will say. Like, I'll say it before. I've said it again. I'm by no means a Trump fan. but dear God, did he get the best of these stories.
Yes, dear.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
he was captivating. Like, you could not. Megan, what was that one we were watching? What's up with him? The weird.
The way he leans. What's up with the way like he leans forward, mate? That's fucked.
That's weird. I love all the beam diagrams. Anyway, look, enough of that stuff. Let's keep going. I'm so happy to find this clip. Resources and advice asking for a young child.
Cis parent trans kid. I'm so happy to have found
You know
y'all.
what I love? I love it whenever we do anything about this sort of stuff, and like you always get someone being like, "Oh, you guys fucking big." Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm totally a bigot. I actually am the biggest bigot you ever meet when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm so full of hate.
Yeah. I'm so happy to have found y'all. I was directed to this group after posting in another sub. I've read 3 similar posts to my own situation. I have a 4-year-old. A 4-year-old.
That's just sad.
I have a 4-year-old who has pretty much socially transitioned, mostly by your own sheer willpower, okay? Girl knows who she is, and she's telling us.
There might be someone poking and prodding in a certain direction.
And a 4-year-old, yes.
Yeah.
This was something I totally was not prepared for coming out of toddlerhood, and I want to support her, but I feel so ill-equipped, especially at her young age. She's not even in kindergarten. Hoping to get started in the right direction to support her as she's grown into a tiny awesome human. My biggest fear is her getting hurt, and I have this huge urge to protect my kid.
You're not doing that.
You're not doing it. Which feels like it makes everything overly complicated. Right now, I'm operating by letting her take the lead. I'm being curious about her interests.
This isn't Gumroot, so I can't really express my genuine thoughts and concerns.
You know what annoyed me in the last video we talked about with trans kids or something like that? Somebody said James and Megan are 100% the parents that if their kid comes out as trans, they'll kick them out of the house. Me and you had this conversation the other day. There is very few reasons why I would kick my child out of the house and disown them, and being trans isn't one of them. It's being trans to me is I would feel like I'd feel. I would feel like I'd feel, but it still wouldn't stop me loving my child. But it also, I'm not going to enable it.
Yeah, it's not happening.
If they hit 21 and 25 or whatever, and they want to do it, that's on them.
I would feel like I had completely failed.
So would I.
I would feel like I had completely
it still wouldn't stop me loving my child.
Oh yeah.
At all, because at the end of the day, it's still my child, and but I wouldn't enable it the way Americans enable their children, and the way that
it's not just Americans.
I know it's not just Americans. I know it's not.
It's in England as well.
I know it's getting everywhere, but I wouldn't enable it.
It's getting out of hand, and the thing is,
and people are like, well, you're stopping them from being who they are. It's like, no, I'm helping them to be who they actually are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't want them to get to 40 and completely fucking resent me.
Alright.
That's what I want to do.
Maybe random Discord moderators are not the type of people you want your children to be interacting with online.
Exactly. So
I wonder. Okay, look, let's just keep going, because I really just don't feel like I can really genuinely talk about that without. And you know what? The other channels are already at risk of getting banned.
Yeah.
From this week's video, so like, there's no point.
15 meal. Just started driving, and holy shit! What the fuck? I could kill so many people on purpose, or by you shouldn't be behind a car.
Yeah.
Or by accident with so little effort. How the fuck are cars a thing? I just want to stop now. I'm just so scared every time I see a car driving towards me. Like, what the fuck? And I had to take the easiest test of my life to do this. Just what the fuck?
Right. Okay. I'll be straight.
I do have to admit, Americans have a really easy test.
Is it actually
like
easy
ridiculous? Yeah, ridiculously easy.
Like, I think our one's like reasonable.
Our one's quite hard.
Yeah, it took like I passed the actual test the first time, but theory I took 3 times to get.
Yeah, like we have to do like I think Americans have to do written as well. I'm not sure.
Either way, no. You know what? Like, I'll just say, see what happens to me every night. I'm drifting off to sleep. I always end up driving a car, and I'm always driving. I veer off into the other lane, and I always shit myself awake.
Really?
Yeah.
My ones I fall.
No.
But it's not like I'm falling off a tall building. I could be like walking along in my dream, and I just like trip.
No.
Then I'm like.
You know the weird thing is, my one's always on the same bit of road. It's driving like on carriageway.
That carriageway
onto my old job.
Oh, that carriageway is mental.
That one,
It's like one of the roads that the most people have been killed on in Northern Ireland.
I've seen quite a few dead bodies.
Yeah,
I've seen more. Actually, come to think of it, there was one I saw last week. I left Megan off into work.
Yeah, and you scared the fucking shit out of me because I had heard it just happened, and I was ringing James and he wasn't answering. I was ringing and ringing, like fucking 5 missed calls, and he wasn't answering. And then eventually he answered, and he goes, "Hello," and I was like, "Fuck's sake!"
Yeah. So no, but I actually it's pretty mad because like there was like 5 people off to the side, and it looked like 2 cars. Like I think one
was ahead, but I seen in the bank in between there was tire marks.
Yeah.
So I think one came from the other side of the road.
Yeah, I think he like pulled off.
I don't know.
And went right into them. Either way, I saw someone like slumped over because it had just happened. Like the police had just showed up because we were still able to get past.
Yeah.
It was just before they had closed off the road.
They closed off the road, yeah.
But yeah, honestly, like cars dangerous, guys.
Mad.
But again, this person quite shouldn't be driving.
No, not if you're thinking like that.
Okay, I'll put it here.
No, you do have intrusive. I've had intrusive thoughts while driving. You know, like what would happen if I just,
Right, so I drove a scooter for 2 years, like a moped. I had that for 2. Originally I was learning to drive, but then I didn't have the money, and
you had a horrible teacher.
Yeah, I didn't have a great instructor, and so I didn't have a good instructor, and also I knew I wasn't going. Even if I passed my test, I wasn't going to have the money
to afford a
car and pay for the insurance and everything else. So I just like, well, I do have the money for a scooter, so I just went ahead and bought the scooter and did the CBT test, like the 2-day crash course. So you kill yourself essentially.
Yeah.
And I drove a scooter for 2 years, from like 17 to 19. But that really cracked me up though, because I'd been driving for 2 years on the road, and
you knew the way of the road, but that went towards nothing
for insurance.
Yeah.
It was as if I hadn't driven at all. That got under my skin.
Yeah.
And I was getting like charged silly money for insurance.
First time insurance
is wild.
Ridiculous. You can pay anywhere between like 1,000 and like 1,700.
Well, because I was that wee bit older.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad. Yeah. Like, you know.
Like when did you pass? It wasn't 19 because I passed at 19. I passed at 18.
I think I might have been 20.
The following year,
I passed at 20, but I didn't get a car
until you were 21.
I was driving the scooter, so I was up until then, because the insurance went down by like 1,000.
Yes, and your car was sitting an hour.
Yeah, I bought the car in like the February, and like a lot of people think I was mad for buying a car before I'd passed my test, but the way I look at it is, if I buy this car...
And it was sitting there, I was working one night and I seen it and I was like, James, I bought
the car, and everyone thought I was mad for buying a car before I passed, but to me, that's mind over matter. Now, because
you
I have
a car,
I have to pass this test. There is no...
Yeah, you've spent so much money into your car. It's like,
there's no backing down. I'm not just going to buy a car and let it sit there. I have to achieve this. And I think, like, honestly, sink and swim exercises, I think more people need to do that type of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you don't really have to. It's like, trust me, man. Sometimes you just gotta take that leap of faith, and it's like if it doesn't work out, I've made a huge mistake. Yeah. So I have to make sure this actually pulls off. And honestly, it's worked for me many a time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it actually has. Like, Jesus Christ. I had 1 month whenever I was doing YouTube, just as like for fun. I had made the same amount of money from YouTube, and it was what I would have working as my day job, and I just quit. I was miserable in my job.
Yeah.
And now I'm 5 years later.
Yeah.
And if I've managed to pull it off, because I quit my job, I had to make that work.
Yeah.
I didn't have an opportunity of it.
Yeah, it's like it's your fight or flight instinct. It's like, just do it.
Yeah, you have to achieve this, and you don't have any way of backing down.
Yeah, exactly.
I honestly think that's a good way to go. One of my friends, he's got a company and he's doing amazingly well. Like, amazingly well. I've actually had quite a few people say to me, it's like, James, you're making this friend up. I've had him on for an interview on Gumgood. We were sitting talking about and going over the ins and outs. But anyway, like, I think he's mad that he's still working his normal day job. Like, I just don't get it.
No.
And he's making silly money.
Silly money. But again, he does have an actual genuine career. Yeah.
But again, like, you know, I think, he's being safe about it. Yeah, he's probably doing the smart thing. But again, you gotta just take that leap
jump
of faith, because suddenly you're put in a situation where,
like, if you think about it, he's only putting like 50% of his energy into it, and he's making so much because he can only afford to put 50% of his energy, because he has to put the other 50% into his job.
Yeah, and he's working like fucking 60 hours.
I would say he's putting more into his actual job than what he's doing into like the the online stuff that he's doing at the minute.
Like, don't get me wrong, the boy's exhausted.
Exhausted.
And, like,
Exhausted. He put up a picture of himself on his fucking Instagram not long ago, and I said, mate, you look so tired. And he's like, I am.
It's like, why would you say that? I was like, well, yeah, because I am.
Yes.
I couldn't have done it.
No.
There's no way. But
No.
again, he does have a genuine career.
Yeah.
And it's not the type of job that...
But if you think if he dropped that and put all of his energy into this,
Oh,
like, what he'd be able to do, it'd be ridiculous.
I think it's not... It won't be that long before he does that, though.
No.
It couldn't be.
No.
He just couldn't keep that. Like, I don't know. Look, let's keep going. Is this the last one? Or,
Yeah.
Well, this might be the last one. We'll do a few more. United Kingdom man climbed through the bedroom window of Sheffield home to assault girl 12. You got a wee mugshot there?
And it says, I have an opinion about this, but Reddit would hammer me for it. Which is kind of ironic when I think about it. But yeah, horrible stuff. Only 6 years too.
What?
Like a comment said above, it should be 10 minimum for this stuff.
I keep getting reported for hate speech, so I'm just going to be quiet. Holy shit, the system actually works. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That is insane. Imagine being happy that that's the end result.
I know.
What type of
Reddit.
world do you live in?
Like,
You know, the thing is, we are at that point where I think, like, you know, for the last couple of years, there has been, like, a handful of, like, really small, like, hyper niche, like, small, hyper niche subreddits can still be decent.
Yeah.
But I think in the last, like, year or so, no.
No.
There's nothing, like, there's nothing.
There's
nothing worth.
there's nothing worth going on for.
It's so heavily manipulated. There's so much. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Do you want to do one more, Megan? We'll do one more. We'll do one. So Megan went off there. Well, I found something and I shouted to her. It's like, I found a good one. It's like, oh, that's good. It's like, well, whenever I say good, I mean really bad.
Okay.
Because it's this channel.
Okay.
Like, you know, it's like, yeah, I found a really great post. You know, that's the worst thing about this channel. It's like, oh, I found something great for Terminally Online. It's absolutely appalling. Right.
Those were my 5-year-old's favourite parts. It was a great chance to explain about body positivity for the bikers and talk about different types of consensual relationships with the pets.
With pets.
What?
Keep going.
What? I'm sure some would ask why I bring a 5-year-old to the parade. Oh no. But wouldn't bat an eye about shoveling US imperialism propaganda down his throat at the 4th of July parade. I want him to grow up to appreciate his body in whatever form it takes and support others to do the same. To be into whatever consensual and safe kink he gets into without self-judgment, and to learn to not judge others. And most importantly, to see others as and how they want to be seen, and to love them for it, especially if they're into something that's not his thing. I'm not going to downvote, but maybe this perspective helps see a different side, as I thought it was pretty great.
Comment deleted. Look, all I'm saying is, you know...
I'm sorry, but you see whenever you start...
Megan, we're at a point...
No, you see whenever you start talking about a 5-year-old and then start to bring in consensual safe kink, that,
with your pets?
To me, no, it doesn't matter, just kinks in general.
Yeah.
To me, you're sexualizing the child.
Yeah.
At that point,
I believe you are. Yeah.
you're sexualizing.
So,
and that angers me.
Yeah, well, you know what? Look, see, the thing is, we're at a straight up point where these people, for lack of a better word, are evil. What other words could you use to describe people like this? Is there another word you could use to is there another word appropriate that you could use on YouTube?
Yeah.
You see what I mean? These people are genuinely evil, and there's not much else I can say about it. And you know the best thing, you know, and this is kind of what I love about doing YouTube. I love it when people say me and Megan are X, Y, and Z. Yeah. Because we do stuff like this.
Yeah, we get shouted at.
Because the thing is, whenever I get shouted at by people for, like, doing anything like this, I know who you are. Yes. I know exactly what type of human being you are, you know? I know exactly what you're up to and what you're trying to achieve. And you know what? And this is, like, you know, and this is kind of what got me with the whole... I'm sorry to go back to it. If you're not interested in Blinky, it's still kind of interesting, though. Like, you know, the video me and who did. Yeah. And I was kind of hearing in hand about it because, honestly, it doesn't concern me personally. And I've got a lot more to lose than gain from talking about it. Like, I could very easily just skate on by and not bring it up. But, like, you know, even if the guy I find is absolutely, like, I just think the guy's a dickhead. But the guy, you don't just hit people with false
information,
false gripe charges,
yes,
and spread that about someone. You just don't.
Yeah.
And you know what? They've done the exact same things to a ton of other people.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem, is the article only focuses on this one guy, and he's so fucking divisive.
Yeah.
And everyone fucking hates him. That's the problem I've got. But they've done it to other people.
Yeah.
That I'm more than okay with, but they don't mention anyone else by name, and that's the problem that I've got. But yeah, I feel like I'm at the point where I'm a little meme where I fight demonic principalities on the daily. That's what I feel like.
I know.
That's what I actually feel like. It's like, well, James, what do you do? It's like, well, I do YouTube, but like in my mind, in my mind, what I'm actually doing is fighting demonic forces. That's what I do. That's what I like to think that I'm doing. And you know what? That's what I was talking to one of my friends. And this is all about, like, one of my friends, they're really big into sports, and I just don't care about sports. They were talking to me about the whole, like, men and women sports stuff. I said it's the best thing that ever happened. And he's like, what are you talking about? Why? It's like, well, it shows people.
Yeah, it shows people.
It shows people that don't really care about anything. People that are like, oh, I like sports.
And drinking beer, and that's it. But then whenever it comes into their world, they're sort of like, hey.
But they're like, wait,
hey.
That's something going on. There's something more to that. There's something really unusual going on there.
And
I'm okay. I want more people to see.
So do I.
That's what I really want to achieve. I want more people to know and to understand. And yeah, I think that's where we're going to end it. Is there anything we need to bring up? Well, this week's video was about Waco. What was last week's video on Gumload?
Oh, we can't talk about that.
Oh, we can't actually. No, that one's like a...
I can't talk about last week's one.
No, what was it?
Can we? What was that? What did we do?
Oh, it was about thingy. It was about draft.
Oh no, we can't talk about that one. That's fine.
Yeah, we can talk about that one. It's the week before. We're
thinking
about.
Yeah.
There's a look, like, honestly, that's how you know it's good. If you can't even fucking say their name, then you know it's good. Honestly, I think Gumload was the best thing me and Megan ever decided to go for.
Yeah.
We really weren't too sure if it works, but it's taken such a relief off, and it means that because we're allowed to do edgy stuff there and just talk about it and not feel like anything can like shaft us within reason.
Yeah.
It's great. Honestly, I love it. It gives us more freedom on YouTube now because, again...
And thank you to each and every one who's been able to make that possible for us.
And you know what? Even people that show up, even like, you know, everyone on YouTube, everyone, like, honestly, I love doing this.
Yeah.
I could not think of a better way to spend my...
Yeah, like, look, we're getting cringy now.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, look, I don't know, check out that video though, because
it's fucking weird.
Guys.
Anyway, yeah, thanks for coming, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.